I figured I have a lot of fun playing franchise mode, at least it's the mode I played the most. So I figured, let's make it a little bit more challenging. So today we are going to create our own team, which I already have done. You'll see them here in a second whenever I scroll around to them. USA Americans, because today's challenge, we are going to try to win a Stanley Cup with only American-born players.
Herotheycallme.
So we're just going to slide right into the Central Division here, because it doesn't really matter what division we're in. We're going to turn owner mode off because we don't want to get fired, and I don't really care for it. CPU trades are going to be on. Player morale is also going to be off because I hate that. Salary cap obviously on. Fog of War, I think we're going to turn off just to make it easier on ourselves. So here we are at the expansion draft. The whole goal here is to win one Stanley Cup. That's it. Doesn't mean to be more than any. Could go on for 25 years and I might not win anything, so we'll see what happens. But the whole goal here in the draft is to draft an American player, so I can only draft an American player. If the team doesn't have any American players on the board, I could take whoever I want, but I'll have to trade him off for an American player later. I can't have, by the start of the season, I can't have any Canadians, Scandinavians, wherever, Russians, doesn't matter. It's got to be all Americans. So we're going to go through each team here and see what their best options are. All right, so we're going to start with the Anaheim Ducks, like I said, and a lot of these players are Canadian and European right off the bat, so I'm going to, just go through them and see who the best American is, and I'll be back. So it seems like the best American on Anaheim is probably going to be Sonny Milano, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and take him. So it's a toss-up if I'd rather have Alex Goligoski or Derek Stepan. Both are American. 1 year left on Stepan's contract at $6.5 million, so I'm probably going to just go ahead and take him. On to the Boston Bruins, who are a plethora of American players on this team, so I'm going to have to take a minute to see who I'm going to choose here. So it's really come down to Craig Smith or Connor Clifton, whoever I'd rather have. Craig Smith is 30. I really don't like his contract. In real life, I like his contract, but in this game, he's an 81 overall, so I don't really like it. So I'm probably going to go Connor Clifton since he's a bit younger and he's going to be a decent defenseman for us in the future with a 3-year deal at $1 million. The Buffalo Sabres, it really just comes down to Jake McCabe and Okposo, and not really a hard decision when Okposo's got 3 years left making $6 million, and Jake McCabe's only 26 years old, so let's go ahead and take him. Seems like Derek Ryan is the only American on Calgary that's worthwhile, so I guess I'll pick him up. Carolina Hurricanes got Ryan Dzingel and Brett Pesce. I'm obviously going to go with Brett Pesce. That gives me an actual good, possibly my number one defenseman. So for Chicago, a lot of Canadians on this team, but Connor Murphy is an American at 27. But the one thing I'm worried about is not being able to find a goalie, so I'm actually going to go ahead and take Colin Delia because he's an 80 overall and probably the only goalie I'm going to find. I've got two choices on Colorado. I got Brandon Saad and Ian Cole, both with 1 year left. I'm pretty sure with the 1 year left in this, they become UFAs, which is kind of stupid. I should have added the extra year. I don't know why the game does that. But we're going to go ahead and take Brandon Saad here. Well, Columbus has a lot to offer. Well, they got Robinson, Clendening, Gerby, Mateau, but I'm probably going to go with Nathan Gerby just for the memes, being one of the shortest players in the league. Here we are at Dallas. I was really hoping they were going to put Ben Bishop on the block. That would have gave me a legit, I believe Ben Bishop is an American goaltender, so that would have given me a legit goalie right there, but unfortunately that's not the case. So Steven Johns is going to have to do then. Over in Detroit, we're going to take the 81 overall Bobby Ryan. Josh Archibald is the best option in Edmonton. So now I get the toss-up of the Florida Panthers between Noel Acciari and Frank Vetrano. I'm pretty sure both are Mass natives, or close to Mass anyways. And both 80 overall, 28-26 piece. Obviously, Noel Acciari a bit older, but his contract's a bit more manageable. Frank Vetrano is, like I said, a bit younger, probably the better of the two in offense, even though Noel Acciari almost had, I think, he had almost 30 goals this season, right? But I have a soft spot in my heart for Noel Acciari, so I'm going to grab him. Here are with the LA Kings. Alex Afalo is actually on their block, I guess you could say. They're to be picked, but I need the goalie, and we all know Jonathan Quick is an American goalie, and he's probably going to be my best option. So I'm going to go ahead and take big Nick Bjugstad, 6'6" center right wing off of Minnesota. We've actually reached our first team without an American player on it, so that's interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and steal. I don't know. Let's see. Josh Anderson, his contract's pretty bad. But I could probably get more for Thomas Tatar. And he's also a 1 year contract. So, we'll go ahead and steal Thomas Tatar and then maybe trade him or just let him walk. I don't know. Over in Nashville, we got to take Rocco Grimaldi because that's like one of the most American names ever. pretty easy choice in New Jersey to take Kyle Palmieri. Another easy choice for the New York Islanders is taking Anders Lee. Of course, that contract is a bit, but you can always move him. So the New York Rangers are not even going to bother to look around. I'm taking Brendan Lemieux right off the bat. He's the best. Looks like we're going to have to go with another bottom six guy in Austin Watson out of Ottawa. My goodness, Philly's got a lot to pick from. Like, good players, if this was a good, franchise draft, I could take anyone. Like, Nolan Patrick is down here. So that would have been nice if he was American, but of course he's not, so I got to go with JVR. Easy choice in Pittsburgh for Brian Dumoulin. Another easy choice in San Jose. I'm going to go ahead and take Ryan Donato. I'm going to go ahead and take John Gillies from St. Louis as another goalie, be our third string. Tampa's got a lot of players up on their block here, but Blake Coleman's the best American available, so I'm going to go ahead and take him. Justin Holl is probably the best American-born player. Of course, they do have Jack Campbell as well, but I think our goalie situation is pretty much settled, so we're going to go with Justin Holl out of Toronto. Okay, when I said I thought we had our goalie situation figured out, I lied, because apparently Thatcher Demko is the available goalie in Vancouver, and he is also an American-born player. Just in case you don't believe me, here it is. So Thatcher Demko, thank you, I'll take him. Which means I have to find a defenseman to take here. I'm going to go ahead and switch Jonathan Quick for Matt Waugh, or Roy. Then we will come and take Thatcher Demko. I'm going to take Trevor Van Riemsdyk out of Washington, which makes me want to switch over again to LA. I'm going to go ahead and take the guy I originally wanted to take, which was Alex Afalo, who I believe is an American-born winger. So we're going to take him instead of Roy. And then I'm going to finish my draft by drafting Derek Forbort out of Winnipeg here. So overall, here is my drafts. Sonny Milano, Derek Stepan, Connor Clifton, Jake McCabe, Derek Ryan, Brett Pesci, Colin Delia, Brandon Saad, Nathan Gerby, Stephen Johns, Bobby Ryan, Josh Archibald, Noah Chari, Matt Waugh, who apparently, I guess, it switched back. Whatever, it's fine. I don't need Alex Afilo. Nick Bukestad, Thomas Tatar, Rocco Grimaldi, Kyle Palmieri, Anders Lee, Brendan Lemieux, Austin Watson, James Van Riemsdyk, Brian Dumoulin, Ryan Donato, John Gillies, Blake Coleman, Justin Holl, Thatcher Demko, Trevor Van Riemsdyk, and Derek Forbort. The only person on the team, obviously, who is an American, is Tom Tatar, and we're going to go ahead and trade him. Here we are at the entry draft, and we got lucky enough to get the first round pick, but it won't really matter if it isn't a high American that's going first overall. I also looked at our contract situation, and all the guys that were on one-year deals that should technically be on one-year deals going forward aren't, so that's an issue. So they're all free agents, essentially. And we have no idea, so it's a complete crapshoot here of what we're going to pick. There we go. This is what we want. So the number one pick is actually a Swede, I believe. We don't really know. I'm assuming he is. And then the two picks underneath are actually American-born players. So probably going to go with the American-born player here and hope for the best. Or I could trade it. Let's test to see how broken this game is right now. I'm going to try to trade for Austin Matthews right now. I'm going to try to give them Thomas Tatar my first round pick and see what happens. It's rejected. Okay. I'm also going to throw my second round pick. There it is. All right, we got Austin Matthews. Let's go. Easy. That's how you start a franchise mode. So I'm going to try to get rid of Kyle Palmieri here to pick up Charlie Coyle. So I put in my third, my fourth, my fifth, and a second in 2025. We'll see if that gets it done. And it does. Perfect. Then we have a sixth and a seventh round pick, so I'm just going to take, whoever. It doesn't really matter at this point. No one's scouted, so I can't really do anything about it. For anyone curious as to what we gave up, these were the two, I think, American players. So it seems like a couple of elites, middle of the 70s. So, yeah, we got Austin Matthews for that, so that's fine. And they got an elite medium left wing at 79 overall. So I'll take that. I'll take that deal. I'm fine with it. So Ryan Donato and Brendan Lemieux are both RFAs. I'm going to sign both of them. They're both interested in contract extensions. Ryan Donato, I'm going to give you 1.55 for 3 years. And Brendan Lemieux, I am going to give you, I want at least a 2-year deal with you, so we'll do 2 times 1. I think you'll sign that. For goalies, we have to sign Thatcher Demko, and he's going to get a big-time contract extension here. He's going to be our starter, as we all know. So let's do a 6-year. We'll put him at 30. So we'll do 6x5 and see if he's interested in that. I don't know if he'll accept that or not, but we'll see. I'll give John Gillies a 1-year deal. Derek Ryan wants 3 years at 1.95. Let's do 3 years at 8, or 1.8, I should say. Bobby Ryan, I'll probably bring him back if he's wanting a reasonable contract, and he is. Let's do 1 year by 1.75. Bukestad, I'm going to bring you in. 1-year deal at 2.45. Let's do a 2-year deal at 2.45. And obviously Brandon Saad and these guys, I would like to get them back, but the contracts they're going to want is pretty ridiculous. Let's do Brandon Saad, 3 years at 4.8, and that's about as high as I'll go for him right now. Jake McCabe would be nice to get back. He's one of our better defenders, so he wants a 2-year deal at 2.825. Let's do a 3-year deal at 2.7. A little bit of overpayment. I still think they're going to ignore these and just walk, but at least we tried. Do a 2-year deal at 2.8 for Blake Coleman. Trevor Van Riemsdyk. It seems like all of our defense is pretty much walking on us. Trevor Riemsdyk wants a 3-year deal. Let's do a 2-year deal at 2.2. Derek Forbort. Get him to a 1-year deal at, let's do 2.725. Since we need to sign these guys. Steven Johns is another guy we got to get under contract. Do a 2-year deal at 1.95. Like I said, if it's anything like last game, they're just going to shrug these off anyways, but I might as well give them offers, and we'll try Derek Stepan as well. I don't want a 5-year deal with Derek Stepan. I could do a 2-year deal with Derek Stepan, and I'll do that at 4.75. That's about as high as I'll go for Derek Stepan, and we'll see if any of these guys sign. Derek Forbort's actually going to come back. That's good. So is Jake McCabe. So is Derek Ryan. Okay, so is Brandon Saad. All right, this is going better than expected. Steven Johns is also coming back. Bobby Ryan as well. So is Nick Bukestad. Brandon Lemieux wants a bit more money. Derek Stepan's coming back as well. Ryan Donato also wants a bit more money. Okay. Blake Coleman also coming back. And so Thatcher Demko. It's like the reverse of what I thought was going to happen. So it looks like we got everyone except for the RFA guys. So let's go back in and get these RFA guys locked up. I'm going to do a 5.3 for Thatcher Demko. Ryan Donato, I'm going to offer him 1.6 for 3. And Brandon Lemieux, I'll just bump him up to what he wants. There we go. Brandon Lemieux signs, Ryan Donato signs, and Thatcher Demko signs. Okay, so we're good. We got everybody we could since free agency now. All right, so before we go into free agency, I just want to see what our depth looks like here. So we got Matthews, Cole, Stepan, Bukestad, Coleman, Achari, Donato, Ryan. We got a lot of centermen. Some of them could be using trade bait, so it's fine. Obviously, Cole could also play the wing, so could Bukestad, Coleman, Achari, Donato. So we have a lot of depth there. Left wingers, we got Van Riemsdyk, Saad, and Milano. Right wingers, we got Ryan and Grimaldi, so it seems like a lot of our centermen are actually going to come and play the wings. Defensemen, we got Brett Pesce, Brian Dumoulin, Hall, McCabe, Forbort, Van Riemsdyk, and Clifton. That's a pretty good defensive core. Like, for drafting, anyways. Obviously, I'd like to get a big name American defenseman like Charlie McAvoy or something, but that won't happen for a bit. Then goalies, we got Demko and Delia as our 2 goalies. So from what I see, if there's anything in free agency, I would like to bolster the defense, that's for sure. So we'll take a look to see what's in the free agency. We got $5.65 million in cap space. I don't have that much cap space to begin with. A lot of good players here. Most of them are Europeans and Canadians, though. Neil Pionk would be a decent addition to the team, that's for sure. So honestly, I'm not seeing much. Like Dustin Bufflin's here. That's about it. Maybe I'll throw Dustin Bufflin on our team. That could maybe help. Give him a 1-year deal. We can trade him off, if we have to later. We'll offer him 1 year at $2 million. That's pretty much all I can see. That's going to really bolster our team for the cap space we have. Obviously, I might make some trades at the deadline and try to really do something. But as of right now, I think we're okay. Figure we check out our coaching staff. So we got an A- head coach, B associate, C. Okay, so pretty basic stuff. We'll check out our scouts. I'll probably end up firing most of these scouts and just getting scouts that scout USA, maybe OHL, WHL, stuff like that, just so I can find the best American players. I'm not going to bother scouting in Europe because there's not going to be any Americans there. To be fair though, I'm terrible at scouting this game. I just don't understand it. It never works for me properly. But we'll take a look. Buffalo's going to Pittsburgh, so screw him. All right, so here's our lineup for our first season. JVR, Austin Matthews, Charlie Coyle is our top line. That's a big boy line. That's 6'3", 6'3", 6'3". That's a big boy line. We got Brandon Saad with Ryan Donato and Bobby Ryan for now. We got Blake Coleman, Derek Stepan, Nola Chari as our third, Sonny Milano, Derek Ryan, and Nick Bukestad as our fourth line. Not bad. Could be a lot worse. This is where things get bad. Jake McCabe and Brett Pesce, we got the +1 overall. Brian Dumoulin and Justin Hull are -3. Then Derek Forbort and Trevor Riemsdyk are a -2. So like I said, defense is going to be our downfall. I don't know why I've called Delia starting. Let's put Thatcher Demko there instead. And and here's our scratched players: Clifton, Grimaldi, and Brendan Lemieux. So that is our team for now. We're going to simulate probably the trade deadline, see where we're at, and then probably make some trades. Apparently Bobby Ryan's a hot topic because I just got an offer from Vegas, and Peyton Krebs is one of the guys. Unfortunately, a Canadian, so I have to decline. So we're 26, 27, and 9 just before the trade deadline. It's awesome. Matthews probably having one of his worst seasons ever with 55 points, 62 games played. Van Riemsdyk playing pretty well though for his contract. Brian Saw is doing all right. Charlie Coyle could be doing a lot better. So obviously, we're gonna trade off at the deadline. We're gonna trade off everyone who's got a 1-year deal on our team and try to find some more Americans in the return. It might take a minute, but that's what we're gonna do. Thatcher Demko's been injured a couple games. It doesn't look like he has been, but he's popped up on the injured list, and he's doing okay. 908, 2.88. I can't really fault him with the defense in front of him. A couple names on the block right here, as you can see. You got Morgan Riley, Jonathan Taves, Korpisalo, Sutter, Sergachev, Holtby, Kemper, Charmelson, Lindholm, Tatar. None of these guys are American except for Sutter, I believe. And I don't really want to go after Ryan Sutter right now with the contract he has and the age he's at right now. He's 36, so there's really no point to try to get him. But I'll try to find some American players while I'm here. Here's the thing right now. I've been looking at players as I go by, like Seth Jones and Zach Werenski. I could try to trade for them right now, but both of them 1 year left on their deals, so I could possibly get them for free in free agency. So I'm waiting on that. I'm going to try to get Cole Caulfield off of Montreal, so Bobby Ryan's going to be my first attempt here. Obviously, they're going to reject it, but I could throw some sweeteners on it. I'm going to throw Sonny Milano in there as well, because I don't think I'm going to re-sign him. So we got Bobby Ryan and Sonny Milano for Cole Caulfield, see if that goes through. They'll reject it, and I'll probably throw in like a pick here just to get him to take it. We'll try a third. There we go. That's good enough. So we have a pretty good winger in the future for Austin Matthews right there and Cole Caulfield. I'm going to try to move Watt and Chari now. A little oopsie here, by the way. Neil Yakovov's still in the league. I forgot to take him out of my roster, so ignore him. I'm going to take a 4th and a 7th from San Jose here for Derek Forbort. I'm going to take a 3rd and a 7th from Philly for Nola Chari. And I'm going to take a 4th and a 7th from LA for Matt Waugh. So I have some, draft picks I can move around now. All right, so that does it for the trade deadline, as we see some big trade decisions here. For some reason, Morgan Riley and Joe Thornton went to Detroit for a first. Groove and Sundquist. I don't know what happened over there. Is Detroit a powerhouse? Who knows? Let's find out. Anaheim got Jonathan Taves for first and Tracy. Okay. So shocker, we didn't make the playoffs. 86 points, so we went on a bit of a tear near the end. We tried our best to make the playoffs. Let's see how far out we were if we would have had a chance there. So Vancouver had 89. I think we had 86 points, right? Yeah, so we still would have had to jump a bit, but that's pretty damn close. I want to see what our lines were at the end. I know Austin Matthews tore it up near the end, 88 points. James Marisak had 82, so these two definitely have some chemistry together. Let's go ahead and check on the goalie. Thatcher Demko finished with a 907, so not terrible. But yeah, let's see what the finishing lines were after making some of those trades and getting rid of some of the 1 year players. So Cole Caulfield came straight into the league after that and was playing with Derek Ryan and Brandon Saad, which changed our lineup quite a bit. Derek Ryan obviously jumped back up to number 1 or number 2 center. Our defense was still pretty bad, not as bad though, with Connor Clifton and Trevor Van Riemsdyk there. So there's a couple of defensemen. I think Charlie McAvoy, Seth Jones and Werenski are all on their last year, so hopefully one of those guys, preferably all three, fall into the free agency. We could pick and choose who we want. But I'm kind of interested in seeing what Cole Caulfield put up here number-wise. Let's see. He played 15 games and 4 points. Not terrible, but hopefully he could do a bit better. And his season in Laval was much better, 54.63 games. So hopefully he gets a little bit better and we could really use him next season. So we're going to have a top 10 pick because that little surge at the end. We finished 11th. So we jump right into the draft. Like I said, we have the 11th pick. Probably going to trade it away. I'm going to look at our draft class right now. Not like I think our fucking scouts did their job, but they did not. These guys, it doesn't matter because I don't have anyone in Europe. But not getting one of the best players in WHL and one in the OHL. I don't know what they're scouting for. Like, I don't understand what they do when you set them to just do what they're supposed to do. Luke Hughes, who is listed at 16. I might keep my first round pick and draft him if he's still around. So we'll simulate to then and see what it is. And Luke Hughes is still here, and I know he's going to be good, so I'm going to go ahead and draft him. We're actually going to keep our first round pick this year. So he's a 68 overall right now, two-way defenseman, top 4 medium potential, so he should be pretty good for us in the future. I'm going to try to trade my second, 4th, 5th, and 6th for Max Jones and Troy Terry. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll try it. Add another 3rd. And there we go. Easy peasy. At the draft, we added Luke Hughes and Troy Terry and Max Jones. So that's 2 pretty good young American players to help the team out. Colin Delia and both Colin Delia and John Gillies both need contracts, so we'll see what they're interested in. Colin Delia wants, I'll give him a 1.25 for 2 years as a backup, and Gillies that wants 1.425 as a 3rd stringer. I'm gonna let him walk. Gonna go and sign Luke Hughes to his deal right now before I forget. Got no RFA players to sign. Rocco Grimaldi, Archibald, and Gerby are all players we can sign. Let's see what Rocco Grimaldi wants. When you're at 1.1, we'll do 1 by 1 million for 1 year, and the rest I'll let walk. Delia is not going to re-sign with us. Rocco Grimaldi is though. Luke Hughes, of course, is coming aboard. So I'm not even going to bother looking at what we need on our roster because I know what we need, and it's defensemen. And there is one of the big boys right there. Seth Jones is what I was hoping for. So if we go to UFAs here, Seth Jones is the guy that we're going to pay for. Of course, we have $15 million in cap space right now, which is enough to sign him. But the thing is, we have to be the one that pays the most to get him. So let's go ahead and offer him a big boy deal. I want the 7-year full contract, and we'll offer him the 14 mil just to try to sweeten it because we really need him. Let's be honest. So we'll see if he signs that, and if he doesn't, then we're going to have to go out and look for a trade. And Seth Jones is going to Buffalo, so we're screwed. We offered him more money, but he doesn't want to come play for the Americans, or the Murricans, I should say. Next best bet is probably Nick Leddy. He's 30 years old right now. He wants a 6-year contract. I have no interest in giving him a 6-year at 30 years old. I'll give him a 2-year deal at 4.75. He's interested in that. He'll take it. If not, then whatever. Brandon McNabb, Braden McNabb, he's Canadian, that's what I thought. Okay, and we could try Bufflin again, see if he's interested. Is Colin Miller Canadian or American? I always forget he's Canadian. Okay, we'll try Big Buff on a 1-year deal at under, or let's do like 3.75 or something. All right, Nicoletti's coming in aboard, and so is Bufflin, so that kind of helps out our defense. So let's look at our team now. So we have Matthews, Cole, Stepan, Coleman, Bukestad, Donato, and Ryan still as our top centers. Left wingers, we got Van Riemsdyk, Sod, and Max Jones now. And right wingers, we got Troyce Terry and Grimaldi. And of course, we could throw Cole Caulfield in the mix too. And then in defense, we got Nick Leddy, Brett Pesce, Dustin Bufflin, McCabe, Dumoulin, Hull, Van Riemsdyk, Clifton. I'm probably going to trade out Van Riemsdyk and keep Clifton just to save some cap space. Speaking of other people that are making too much money, James Van Riemsdyk might be someone I move. He is in the last. It depends where we are in the playoffs. I'll definitely trade him if we're a little far out. You know, we have $9 million in cap space left apparently. So let's see if we could bolster the team a bit. We got Captain America here, Joel Pavelski, so probably a good idea to try to sign him. We'll do the 1-year deal with Joel Pavelski at like 5.8 or something, and he's coming aboard. So these are smart signings because obviously his age is 37 right now, but he could be used as a trade chip if we don't make it, so we could get better prospects or picks or whatever we need, better Americans. So let's into the next season and see how we do. All right, so here's our lines going into the season. We got Matthews, Cole, Pavelski, Stepan, Donato, Bukestad, Coleman, Ryan. So there's a couple guys that might get traded. Like I said, we'll probably end up trading like Stepan as well, just to free up some cap space for next year's free agency and whatnot. If we do poorly, that is. Left wingers, we got Van Riemsdyk, Sod, and Jones. Right wingers, we got Terry and Grimaldi. It looks like they're going to start Cole Caulfield in the farm system, which is probably a good idea. Defensemen, we got Leddy, Pesce, McCabe, Bufflin, Dumoulin, Hull, and Trevor Van Riemsdyk, who I said I was going to trade, but I haven't done that yet. I'll probably do so, depending on how bad our defense looks. And then goaltending, we got Demko, Kaiser, and Iverson, who's supposed to be sent down, so let's send him down. Boop. And let's edit our lines. So it looks like they're going to do Van Riemsdyk, Matthews, and Pavelski this time around. And then we're going to have Jones, Derek, Ryan, and Cole as their second line, Saad, Donato, and Troy Terry as our third, and then Coleman, Stepan, and Bukestad as our fourth line. Pretty good fourth line. Offense is not the problem. It's our defense that's been the problem. Letty and Pesce are +1. McCabe and Bufflin are a +1 as well. Dumoulin and Hall are a -2. That's an issue right now. I feel like I might try to trade like either Dumoulin and Hall with Van Riemsdyk and try to get an actual defenseman before we start the season. So let's try to do that. We're going to try Dumoulin and Van Riemsdyk in our second round next year for Kevin Shattenkirk. They're throwing a fourth as well. Still rejected, and maybe another fourth can sweeten the pot. And a fourth. And there we go. Okay. So we got Kevin Shattenkirk. Assistant GM best rosters for us. Try to get Matt Boldy for Derek Ryan in 2 seconds here. And there we go. Perfect. Okay, so that puts Charlie Coyle where I wanted him in the second line center position. And then we go downwards like this. Second line's a little bit odd. I don't know what our coach is thinking with Max Jones and Grimaldi as the two wingers, but if that's what he wants to do, that's what we're going to do, I guess. Hopefully the top line could do most of the heavy lifting. And then defensively, we look much better with the addition of Shattenkirk, who becomes immediately our best defenseman. And he's also on a 1-year deal, so we can ship him off later if we have to. What a difference a year can make, as we're top in our division with 79 points. USA Americans killing it. How are we doing in the conference, though? Second in the conference, still got a pretty good gap above Anaheim as well, so that's not too bad. Seems like the addition of Joel Pavelski is paying off as he has 62 points in 62 games. Austin Matthews with 70 points in 62 games. And James Van Riemsdyk with 48 and 59. Rocco Grimaldi, though. Second line center with Max Jones. They're putting up the points, so good for them. Thatcher Demko and Kyle Kaiser holding down the fort. Could be better, but it's not as bad as it usually is, so I'm fine with it. And here we go with another trade at deadline. Obviously, we are buyers in this one. So let's see if there's anything out there that might boost our team. We got John Klingberg, Reinhardt, Sutter is still here. Maybe I'll go out and get him this time. I'll have Rekman Larson, Matt Dumba, Jacob Trouba, Paul Stastny, Ben Bishop. That's intriguing. Sean Monahan and Timo Meier. Sean Monahan's trade value in this game is ridiculously low right now. I know he's on his last year, but 27, he's in his prime age, 86 overall, and they want him for that. I wish he was American and make that deal in a heartbeat. All right, we're going to try Clifton Hull and our first round pick for Grizzlick and Carlo. Not enough. Okay, let's sweeten it up. Get those seconds in here, see if that will do it. And it's accepted. There we go. That's a little bolster on the defense, and we're good. We're out of here. I'm always nervous when I make deals, switch things up just before the trade deadline, because if a team's doing well, I'm always afraid to mess things up, but I feel like we just made our team better by a lot. Why is Rocco Grimaldi on the top line all of a sudden? He apparently is the top line right winger now? Okay, sure, why not? And defensively, we got Letty and Shattenkirk, Grzelcyk and Carlo, McCabe and Pesce. That's much better defense, so we'll see if it helped or not. So we finished with 100 points on the season, top of our division. I don't think it'll be top of the conference, but still pretty good. Now second in the conference, almost got beat out by the Ducks, but almost beat the Golden Knights who would have won that last game, which is funny enough was against Arizona, who we're playing in the playoffs. Matthews finishing with another, did you get 88 points back-to-back years now? Pavelski was 75 and Riemsdyk was 64. Take a look. Yep, back-to-back 88-point seasons for Austin Matthews. Thatcher Demko's save percentage actually went, Kyle Kaiser's went down, but Thatcher Demko's went up after the addition of the two defensemen. Here are the playoffs. We got the Arizona Coyotes in the first round. Secondary matchup would be against either Chicago or Winnipeg, so that'll be interesting to see if we can get through this first round. This could very well be the end right now if we're able to go all the way, but knock on wood, let's see if it happens. I called up both Cole Caulfield and Matt Boldy for the playoffs, since they both hit 80s, and they both get shoved right into the top and secondary line, so we'll see if that actually helps their team out at all. If Cole Caulfield could play well, he could really light the lamp with this lineup. Pavelski, Cole, and Boldy as a secondary, and then Stepan, Donato, and Terry, and then Bukestad, Coleman, and Jones. Defensively, we got Letty and Shattenkirk, Carlo, Grzelcyk, McCabe, and Pesce, and of course, the goalies already. Arizona's got Garland, Keller, and Kessel, Fisher, Schmaltz, and Lehkonen, Pearson, Hayton, Dvorak, Denisenko, Cruz, and Burke. Not a terrible offense. How about their defense? Chitrin and Miller, McQuaid, Cole, Holden, and Nemestikov, who is not a defenseman, so that's interesting to see him up there. And then in nets, I assume they still have Jared Skemper. No, David Rich and Aiden Hill. Okay, interesting. Well, for those of you who ever watched the World of Hockey series, you know I like to simulate the first 4 games, because if you get swept, you don't deserve anything. So, simulate the first 4 games and see how it goes for us. So far, so good. Might be a sweep for us. Yeah, we sweep the Arizona Coyotes in the first round. Chicago also swept Winnipeg, so now we're in for an interesting series between the two teams. If we're able to beat Chicago, we got to face off against Vegas, who was the best team in the West, or the Edmonton Oilers, who won the Cup last season. Our lineups now are the same top line. The secondary line is Boldy, Cole, and Grimaldi. Pavelski's dropped down to the third line centerman. Grimaldi and this Cole and Boldy line gets a +3, so each one of them gets a bit better. Saad is back as well now, so that's good to see. Chicago Blackhawks first line is Hoffman, Galchenyuk, and Kane. Okay, Kubalik, I should say. Doc and DeBrincat, Nylander, Kampf, and Chiasson, and then Wood, Perreault, and Blaze. I feel like we have better offense. Defensively, they got Keith and Bodquist, Harmelson and Murphy, Bodin and Benning. Decent, but I still think we're the better team on paper anyways. And then goalies, they got Elvis, who's better than our goalie, and Ryan Miller. So they got a pretty good goaltending duo. So let's simulate the first 4 games and see if there's going to be a better competition this time around. All right, they already won 1. So I didn't get to see what that other one was. Okay, so we're tied at 2 right now. It's a big make or break game. Can we get the win? Nope. Okay, so now our backs are against the wall. Let's see what the Americans have. Can they fight back and tie this series up and bring it to game 7? Chicago scoring right away. Kubalik scoring on Thatcher Demko. Like, what was it, like 2 minutes in, pretty much? That's not what we want to see. We want our team to score the goals. All the goals, please. Nothing besides that first goal so far. We only have 5 shots on net. We're going to have to get a lot more shots than that. They're doubling our shots right now, 6-12. So that is the first period. Let's see if the Americans could get back into this game. We need a big-time goal by anybody right now would be great. We got a lot of firepower on our team. You think someone would be able to beat Elvis, but he is a pretty damn good goalie. So far, nothing. We did come back in the shot total, though. We're actually leading now, so our defense was shutting them down while our offense was gaining steam. But we're going into the third period and still down 1-0. Things looking pretty bleak right now with just under 13 minutes to go. Chicago on the power play. They can't get anything going, though. We will jump into the game if it's relatively tied close to the end, and we are going to jump in right now. And here we go. Do or die for the USA Americans. Right now in Game 6, they need a big-time goal. Seems that Reeves like trying to get the puck there, but he loses it. Matthews picks it up, though. Austin Matthews going around the net, trying to find the open man, looking for the pass, finds the open man, and McCabe, but he gets blocked by Harmelson. Coyle now with the puck. Charlie Coyle. Using his big body, the goalie finally pulled. Coyle gets it, loses it, gets it. Bodquist gets it back. No one's going to pressure him. Kubalik to Bodquist to DeBrincat wide open, and that's going to be it for the USA Americans as DeBrincat icing the game right there, unfortunately. And this isn't the year for the USA Americans as they lose to the Chicago Blackhawks in the second round, unfortunately, in 6 games. I thought we could have done it. That would have been nice. At least they got to 7, but Elvis Merzlikins too much to handle as we fall flat on our face. The Blackhawks actually went on to win the Cup, so that makes it even more of a sting. You can say the future looks pretty bright because Matt Boldy had 11 points in 10 games. That's pretty damn good. Cole Caulfield had 10 points in 9 games as well. So yeah, the future's looking good. I'm going to try to trade Buffalo and Johns, my 2 fourths for a third next year. I'm not going to sign Buffalo or Johns, so it's just 2 fourths for a third technically. And there we go. I had to throw in another fourth, but we got it. With $33 million in cap space right now, so we got a lot of money to work with. Austin Matthews is an RFA at the end of next year, and he's going to want an extension. He's probably going to want more than $11.53 million, but we'll see what he wants. Let's go ahead and go to our RFAs, see if we have any RFAs. Troy Terry, Cole Caulfield, Matt Boldy, Brandon Lemieux, all RFAs, so we're obviously going to sign Matt Boldy here. On to a long-term deal. Let's do if we get him to a 6x5, I feel like he'll grow into that pretty decently. I don't know if he'll accept a whole million and $1,000,175, but we'll see. I doubt he does. If not, it's fine. Cole Caulfield, Matt Boldy are like the two big guys I want to get to a contract right now. Cole Caulfield apparently doesn't want a big deal, so I'm going to take advantage of that. Let's do the 5 years at like 3.8, we'll say. That'll be a pretty big steal. There we go. Troy Terry, I do want to get him under contract as well. Let's do a 3-year deal with him at 2.3. And Brendan Lemieux, I'll get under contract as well. We'll do a 2-year at 1.2 million. Him. So this is all our RFAs offered. Check our UFAs. So we have James Van Riemsdyk, Pavelski, Shattenkirk, Bukestad, Grimaldi, Stepan, Coleman, Green, Brown, and Aaron Paterin, I should say. Austin Watson, Backus, Olsen, and Cyphers, who are the two guys that we drafted that one time. I'll bring back James Van Riemsdyk. I think we can get him on a better contract here. I think he was making closer to 7 or 8. He's 33. I just want like a 2-year deal, if that is fine with him. I'll try to do 2x6. See if he's interested in that. He is interested in an extension. So is Joe Pavelski. Pavelski wants a 1-year deal at 4.6. So I'll give you a 1-year deal at 4. I'm fine with that. Kevin Shattenkirk, you know, a lot of older guys right now. He wants a 4-year deal. I am not cool with that. I'll do a 1-year deal with Kevin Shattenkirk at 5.3. Nick Bukestad doesn't want an extension, and I don't really want to extend him, so it's fine. Rocco Grimaldi, he was like on our top line near the end, and I think he was doing pretty well, so we're going to re-sign him. Let's do a 2-year deal with Rocco at 2.75. Derek Stepan, could always use him as a 4th-line center if we need. Do a 1-year deal with Stepan at 2.75. Most of these guys are going down in their contracts, so that's a good thing for us. And we'll see if those guys sign. So Troy Terry still wants more money. So does Kevin Shattenkirk. So does Joe Pavelski. So does Matt Boldy. Cole Caulfield's coming aboard though. Rocco Grimaldi also wants more money. Brandon Lemieux also wants more money. James Van Riemsdyk also wants more money. Or he doesn't, I mean. We signed James Van Riemsdyk. We signed Derek Stepan. Okay. So I got a couple of guys at least. They also got to sign Kyle Kaiser, so I'm going to just give him the 1 year at $800,000. Easy deal there. 3 years at 2.4 for Troy Terry. 2 years at 1.3. Matt Boldy, this is the one that's a bit of an issue. Let's do 3.3 million. Joe Pavelski will go 1 by 4.5. Shattenkirk will go 1 by 5.5. Rocco Grimaldi will go 2 by 3. Troy Terry still wants more money, my goodness. Shattenkirk's coming aboard. Pavelski's coming aboard. Matt Boldy is going to reject because I didn't pay him enough. Rocco Grimaldi wants more money. Oh, yeah, he's not content with the amount of minutes he played last season. Weren't you on the second line? Brandon Lemieux's coming back. Kyle Kaiser's coming back as well. All right, so there's a couple more guys to get under wraps here. A 3.75 with Matt Boldy. Then we got 2.5 with Troy Terry in a 1-year deal. Okay, Troy Terry's coming and Matt Boldy's coming. There we go. We got both those guys. I think I'm going to let Rocco Grimaldi walk and we'll try to replace him in free agency. Ooh, baby. Nathan McKinnon. If only you were American. 98 overall, Nathan McKinnon. That is. Only wants $13 million in the prime age of his... he's 26. You know, like that's ridiculous. I wish I could sign him, but I can't. Got to see what I need, though. I got Matthews, Pavelski, Cole, Donato, Stepan as my centers. Van Riemsdyk, Jones, Saad, Lemieux, and Boldy as my left wingers. Terry and Cole Caulfield as my right wingers. And then defensively, I got Carlo, Letty, Shattenkirk, Grzelcyk, Pesce, McCabe, and Hughes. So I'm still waiting to become good, hopefully sooner rather than later. So I could use another defenseman, which I don't have options to. Unfortunately, all my defensemen are on their last term too, which is scary business. So really, from what I see, I don't really need anything, but I can improve on many of things. So anything is really an improvement. Like Connor Sheary would be an improvement. Galchenyuk would probably be an improvement. Max Pacioretty would be an improvement. Just guys to throw in there. Tony DeAngelo would probably be a good investment. He's 26 years of age. He's 85 overall. We got $8 million in cap space. Tony DeAngelo would probably be the smart investment, like I said. The issue here is getting him to a deal that he might sign. I'm going to try the low ball tactic of 5.9 for 2 years and see if he signs that. Tony DeAngelo decided to sign with Columbus, of all teams. All right, we signed Bobby Ryan to a deal. Pretty cheap, 1-year deal. Nothing too crazy about that. Same with Miles Wood. Same with Jimmy Vesey. Same with Jimmy Howard. And, Justin Bufflin didn't want to come aboard, so screw him. All right, here's our lineup for this season. We got Matthews, Donato, Cole, Pavelski, Stepan. You can see our old guys have taken a mighty fall, which is what I was worried about. Left wingers, we got Van Riemsdyk, Jones, Saad, Lemieux, Boldy, and Wood. Right wingers, we got Terry, Caulfield, and Bobby Ryan. Defensemen, we got Shattenkirk, Carlo, Leddy, Grzelcyk, Pesce, and McCabe. So we desperately need to go out and get another defenseman. And then we have Demko and Kaiser, which is pretty good for goaltending. Our offense not looking too hot. Like, overall wise, it's looking hot, but we don't get any of the pluses. At least there's no minuses right now. But the best lines option that this guy's giving me is Troy Terry up here. But that's a -1. Why would I want a -1 when I could throw, wrong guy, when I could throw Charlie Coyle up there and Cole Caulfield here? But of course, as you know, the coach will eventually change those lines back to where he wants them. Defensively, all +1s, which is nice to see, but I need an extra defenseman, and I want an actual secondary center. I feel like I might take somebody and flip them for a secondary center right now and get ourselves a 7th defenseman as well. I tried Ryan Donato 5, 6, and 7 for Casey Middlestat, and that's good enough. There we go. Okay, so that's a pretty decent trade. I'm going to try Kevin Shattenkirk in 2/3 for Adam Fox and Keandre Miller, see if that works. It does. Well, that's a steal. I'll take that. We're going to offer Casey Middlestat a 1-year deal at $4.9 million. Going to try to get Austin Matthews to a new deal here. He'll be a UFA at the end of this one. I'd rather him not be a UFA, so we're going to have to overpay for him. That's the problem here. He's going to want a lot of money. If we go 8-year deal, he's going to want $16 million. And I'm never a fan of giving up $16 million. I'll do a 3-year deal, and we'll see if we get him at like 11.2. What's he making right now? He's making 11.53. So we'll do a 3-year deal at like 11.4. See if he's interested in that. Casey Middlestat is coming aboard finally, and Austin Matthews signed our deal. Perfect. All right, so our new lines, I don't know why he wants to put Troy Terry on this top line, but I'll let him do what he wants to do. Casey Middlestat, Jones, Cole is +1 now. Pavelski, Saad, and Caulfield. Ryan, Stepan, and Lemieux. I'm not playing Matt Boldy, so I feel like I'll still go out and make a trade. Either get rid of Saad or Lemieux here so Matt Boldy could have some playing time, because he should be playing over these guys, let's be honest. And then defensively, we lose a +1 at the bottom here, and we go to a -3, which sucks for Keandre Miller and Adam Fox, but let's be honest, they're younger. They should be able to grow a bit. At least Keandre Miller should be able to. And they got term. Besides Keandre. I'll sign him, though, so it's not a big deal. All right, we're going to try Leddy and Saad for Hannafin and McEachran. Rejected. Going to throw a 4th, 5th, and a 6th in there. And it's accepted. There we go. Get Max Jones to a 3-year by $3.45 million contract extension. Get Brett Pesce to a 4-year by $4.2. Going to try JVR and Jake McCabe for Tony DeAngelo. We're going to throw a 2nd-round pick in there. And there we go. Perfect. Matt Boldy finally in the lineup, and we got +1s across the board now, which is nice to see how our defense looks. We got Hannafin and DeAngelo as our top pairing defensemen. Then we got Grzelcyk and Carlo, Pesce, and Keandre Miller, which is a much better defense. No -3 anymore, so that's a lot of work got put into that. Let's hope it made us more of a contender. I think our defense is much stronger. Our offense might be a bit weaker with Jones and Terry as our top 2 wingers, but we'll see what they can do. I'd really like to have Cole Caulfield and Matt Boldy up here, but like I said, the coach doesn't like it, and he'll switch them back anyway. So hopefully, some reason Caulfield and Boldy just get better, and he decides to play them. 34, 23, and 5 at the trade deadline. As you can see, we're a couple points behind Dallas. We're top in our division, but we have a decent enough lead over St. Louis here that we'd have to really blow it to fall out of a playoff spot. It's possible, though. I'm not saying it can't happen. You can see we're sitting in the middle of the pack of the Western Conference, and we have, yeah, like a decent point total over St. Louis, as I said. So that's pretty much, we can't let St. Louis pass us, in other words. As you can see here, Austin Matthews, 24 goals, 41 assists, 65 points, leading the way. Cole Caulfield right behind him with 19 goals, 27 assists, 46 points. I shouldn't say right behind him, but he's the next closest, then Max Jones. Troy Terry with 36 points. So if these guys are still on the top line, they are not performing. And if the coach was smart, he put Cole Caulfield up there, but he still hasn't done that probably. But we'll check to see where everyone is playing. Matt Boldy's got 17 goals, 14 assists, 31 points. And let's check out our goaltending and see how they're doing. Thatcher Demko's got a 907. Kyle Kaiser's got a 931 save percentage with a goals against average of 2.09. So he's playing quite well for our backup. Yep, he still has Troy Terry and Max Jones on a line together. I don't understand his reason behind that. Cole Caulfield's, second in our team with points on the third line, but whatever. So John Carlson's available. Ekman Larsson, Torrey Krug. So Carlson and Krug are two Americans. I don't see any others on top list here, but we don't need the defenseman, so it doesn't really matter. Try Troy Terry in a first-round pick for Alex DeBrincat trade here. I threw in 2 other thirds, and I got the deal done. So let's go. That's Alex DeBrincat with $2 million off his cap hit too. So these are the lines that the coach wants to run right now. We got Jones, Matthews, DeBrincat, Lemieux, Middlestat, Cole, Caulfield, Stepan, Boldy, Wood, Bobby Ryan, and McEachran. So I was like, let's do this instead. I feel like these lines would go a lot better, especially with this +5 of Middlestat, Lemieux, and Caulfield in the middle. But like I said, it's probably going to get switched back once there's an injury. So I went on a winning streak. Well, I lost in a shootout here, but I went on a point streak to the end there, which probably saved our playoff hopes. Finished with 95 points, 44, 31, and 7 record, third in our division. So enough to, get into the playoffs. Like I said, we just had to make sure St. Louis didn't pass us. And you could see those last couple wins there, they definitely made the difference because St. Louis is right there. Austin Matthews finished with 81 points. Thatcher Demko had a pretty good season. Kyle Kaiser had a really good season. And we got the Nashville Predators in the first round with the possibility of Dallas or LA in the next one if we get through. All right, so let's simulate we lose our first game, lose our second game, lose our third game. We're going to get swept. Oh my God, we got swept in the first round. Holy shit. 3-2, 2-1, 2-0, 4-3. All close games, but still, God, that hurts. I thought we'd have a better playoff run than that. Okay, time for a new year, which means it's time just sign some more players from our team. Joel Pavelski retired, by the way. I forgot to throw that into the video, but he did retire. So RFAs, we have Jones, Middlestat, and Keandre Miller, all going to want some big-time pay raises. We also have Kyle Kaiser. So we're going to try to get him to a deal. 2 years, make him 26. Let's do 2 by 2. I think that's a fair deal for both of us, if he thinks the same. Jimmy Howard is our backup, third string backup. We'll go 1 year at 1. Grizzlick is a guy that I probably want to get, but my RFAs are more important right now, so let's go Max Jones first. We could always flip. You gotta remember, we could always flip Max Jones and get something else for him. It's not that big of a deal. He is RFA. We could trade RFAs away. Middlestat's more the most important guy here. He's our second line center, so this would make him 29 at the end of his contract. So let's do 5 by 6. See if he's interested in that. Might be too low for him, but let's see. Keandre Miller is a really young defenseman that we want to keep on our roster. It's 3.8. We'll try to get Jones to a deal as well. We'll do a 2-year deal with Jones. That way he stays as an RFA, then we can sign him again if we need to. We'll do 2 years at 5. Max Jones wants to test the free agent market, but you can't, you idiot. You're RFA. Well, he can, but I could still trade you. Middlestat wants more money, as I assumed he would, and same with Keandre Miller. Okay. Charlie Coyle jumped up to an 87, so he's become our second line center now, so we technically don't even need Middlestat if I want to trade Middlestat away. Obviously he's younger and it'd be smarter to keep him around, and we'd have a pretty good 4 centers right here if I were to re-sign Stepan, who isn't going to get re-signed because he probably wants too much money. Yep. So that ain't happening. So it's probably safe that we at least qualify, make sure we don't lose him. But so can I keep him as an RFA? 2 years would be an RFA deal, case of Middlestat. I'm going to do it. It helps us with the cap flexibility right now. So let's go tiers at 5.4. Max Jones again. I'm just gonna qualify him. I'm probably gonna trade Max Jones. This is my guess because he doesn't want an extension right now. DeAndre Miller, we're gonna keep 3.95. I think we offered him 3.8 last time, if I'm not mistaken. And Matt Grizzlick, let's see what he wants. He wants a 6-year deal. That's way too long for me, Grizz. I'm sorry. 3 or 2 would do. Let's do a 2. Let's do a 2 with you. Let's do a 2 by 4 times 2.5. Grizzlick wants more money. Casey Middlestack's coming back. Okay. DeAndre Miller wants more money as well. These guys, man, you change their deals and they're like, I need the money. Okay, we got Grizzlick and Keandre Miller. Now we got to look at our cap space situation. $9 million in cap space. Okay. Mike Hoffman apparently is the big fish here. Well, at least money-wise, he wants the most money. It makes sense. It is Mike Hoffman. Ovechkin is around. Obviously, we can't sign him. I need to find some Americans, if there is any. They're in the top market. So far, I don't see any. I'm going to go for Adam Gaudette here as my 4th line centerman. See if he's interested in the deal. We'll do 2.2 for 2 years. And Mac Jones, Luke Hughes for Brady Tkachuk. What about a 2nd? So rejected. Holy shit. And a 3rd. There we go. Finally. All right. So that's a bit of a deal there. Max Jones, Grizzlick, Luke Hughes, a 2nd and a 3rd for Brady Tkachuk, but he's got term and he's got a really good contract. So try to get Vinny Hinostroza to a deal here. Do a 1-year deal with Sonny Milano. Sign Marcus Foligno for 1.2 for 1 year. I bring back Mackenzie McCracken as well. Got Blake Wheeler. I'm gonna try to get Blake Wheeler. That sounds like a good idea. Try to do that. We'll do Blake Wheeler. He wants less money for a 2-year deal, but he's not getting it. Try Blake Wheeler at 4.4 for 1 year. Sonny Milano is coming aboard. Vinny Hinostroza is coming aboard. Marcus Foligno has decided to come aboard as well. All right, good. Mackenzie McCracken as well. Adam Gaudette's going to Tampa, son of a bitch. Blake Wheeler is coming. John Corrali, $1.1 million for 1 year. Connor Carrick as our 7th defenseman. Why not? And then we'll give Bobby Ryan another contract as well. Why not? John Corrali's coming aboard. Bobby Ryan's coming aboard. And Connor Carrick is coming aboard. Perfect. All right, so here's our centers. Matthews, Coyle, Middlestat, Hinostroza, and Corrali are our top centers. Left wingers, we got Tkachuk, Milano, Boldy, Lemieux, and McEachran. Right wingers, we got DeBrincat, Caulfield, Wheeler, and Bobby Ryan. And on defense, we got Noah Hannafin, Tony DeAngelo, Brandon Carlo, Adam Fox, Keandre Miller, Brett Pesce, and Connor Carrick. And then, of course, in nets, Thatcher Demko and Kyle Kaiser. It's a good goaltending duo, so hopefully they do well for us this year. So these are the lines that the coach wants to run this season. He wants Brady Tkachuk, Matthews, and DeBrincat. That's a pretty good top line. Middlestat, for some reason, playing the wing instead of playing his center position. I don't know why. That's what he wants to do. Charlie Coyle and Blake Wheeler. Then we got Sonny Milano, Cole Caulfield playing the center, and Bobby Ryan. And then we have Brandon Lemieux, Vinny Hinostroza, and Matt Boldy. An easy change here to do this. Bang. Dink. And then, move these guys around. Have Middlestat where he should be, and then, move this guy up here to have the proper lines, but the game won't let me do that. So, because, they still haven't implemented a best lines function where you put the line together, and that's what it will change best lines to. Fortunately, that's not a thing yet, and it never will be probably, but this is what I wish our lines could be anyways. Their defense looks like this. Hannafin and DeAngelo are +3 together, which is great. Keandre Miller and Carlo are a +1, and Adam Fox and Pesce are a 0, but it's fine. That's good by me. Pretty good season thus far, eh, boys? The Americans, 62 games played, 91 points, 42, 13, and 7. Yeah, it's going pretty well. Austin Matthews up here with 71 points, 34 goals, 37 assists. Rincat with 57, Blake Wheeler with 48. Things are going well for us. Let's check on our goalies. Thatcher Demko's rocking a 916. Kyle Kaiser with a 907. Everything's going to plan. We're at the trade deadline. I could look to improve our team, but I really don't want to mess with this. But I'm going to look. Connor Carrick, my 1st, 4th, 5th, and 6th for Will Butcher and the 2025 3rd-round pick of Minnesota Wild. And it's accepted. All right, so that boosts our defense. That's pretty much all we're going to do. Bring in Will Butcher. So we have Will Butcher and Brandon Carlo as a pairing now, and that's a pretty good defensive core, if I do say so. Hopefully that helps us out even more, and this could be the year that we go all the way. Finished the season with 115 points, 54 wins, 21 losses, 7 overtime losses. Great year. So that, you know what that means. Every time you have a great year in this game, you get beat in the first round. But Austin Matthews led our team with 93 points, finally breaking over 80 points. Alex DeBrincat with 72, Blake Wheeler with 60 points, Matt Boldy with 59. Good year for him. Anthem had a great year as well, 58 points as a defenseman. Thatcher Demko continued to play well, so hopefully he continues in the playoffs. So we got the Winnipeg Jets in the first round, followed by either Nashville or Minnesota in the second round. It'd be nice to get through the first round and then face Nashville and beat them this time, but we'll see what happens. We still got to get through this first round first and win a game in the first round. You see our lines are Tkachuk, Matthews, DeBrincat, Caulfield, Middlestat, Milano, because Cole is injured. He'll be back on the 14th. Boldy, Hinostroza, Wheeler. Then we have Lemieux, Corrali, and Ryan as our fourth line. Then defense is the same. Nothing's changed there. And then you know the goalies. Winnipeg Jets have Ehlers, Scheifele, and Laine. That's a really good top line. Connor, McTavish, Vesalainen. That's a really good second line. Perfetti, Roslovic, and Stastny. Good third line. And then Torinsky, I guess is how you say that. Gustafson and Haas. This is a good forward cast, that's for sure. They got Moresi and Taves, Brunette and Pionk, to Kaiser and Hinalona. That is a really good team. And then they probably have Hellebuck and Nets, right? No, they have Gorgie, Evan Skinner. Okay, so this is a pretty evenly matched team. You know, I'm not sure how they finished 8th, but here we are. So let's simulate the first 4 games and hope not to get swept. Well, won the first game, that's good. Brandon Carlo is back. Apparently he was injured. I don't know when he got injured. He was in the lineup. It's 2 wins. Charlie Coyle is back in the lineup, so we'll put him in. And it looks like we might... Yeah, we swept the Winnipeg Jets. I thought it would be a harder battle than that. I guess not. Fine by it. And sure enough, I get my wish of facing the Nashville Predators in the next round, so it's time to get some revenge on these boys. And you can see we have our lines set the way I want them to be. Chuck Matthews, DeBrincat, Caulfield, Cole, and Middlestat, Milano, Hinostroza, Wheeler, Ryan, Corrali, and Boldy. Pretty damn good 4-line combo here. Defense, we got Hanifin, D'Angelo, Butcher, Carlo, Miller, Pesci. Everyone's healthy, so we're going in healthy. Nashville's got Alex Ovechkin, Kunin, and Tomasino as their top line. Palat, Duchesne, and Kasha as their second. Trocheck, Granlund, and Johansson as their third. Boone Jenner, Colton Sissons, and Evgeny Svechnikov as their fourth. That's a really oddly made-up team. Roman Josi, Ryan Ellis, Hag, and Fabro, Lozon, and Ryan. Okay, our defense is way better than theirs, that's for sure. And their goaltending, I assume, is Askarov. Saros and Askarov. Okay, so I haven't gotten to that whole Askarov thing yet. They're still playing Saros, so hopefully he plays the whole series. All right, let's simulate that first 4 games against Nashville. Hopefully this time we don't get swept. 5-2 win, 5-3 win. There we go. 2-1 loss, 2-0 loss. Okay, so things are a bit closer this time around. See how game 5 goes here. Big time game 5, 5-3 win. All right, just one more win, boys. That's all we need. One more win. 5-4 overtime loss. Oh boy. Time for the all-important 7th game. Let's see how this one goes. We'll jump into the sim engine for this one. See if we can pull out the big Game 7 victory over our rivals, Nashville Predators. Casey Middlestat getting things off to a good start with the first goal over UC Saros. They have 2 shots on net. Ovechkin just scored on Demko. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. That's all right, though. Cole Caulfield's like, I can score 2. After 1, we lead 2-1, 13-5 in shots. If we keep shooting like that, we'll definitely win this game. 3-1, Austin Matthews on UC Saros. That's what I'm talking about, boys. Put them away now. 4-1, Keandre Miller. Oh, yeah, boys, let's go. Only 9 shots, and we're halfway through this the game. After 40 minutes, 23-11 in shots, 4-1 for USA. Andre Kasha, though, scoring, making it a 2-goal game. It looks like the USA Americans are going to go on to the Western Conference Finals, beating Nashville in 7 games, 4-2. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Vancouver Canucks knocked off the Edmonton Oilers in 7 games, which is a big thing for them because the Oilers were the Stanley Cup champions last year, and they were the Stanley Cup champions 2 years before that. So pretty good team the Oilers have. And we have the exact same records going into this. We swept Winnipeg, and they swept Vegas, and then both 7-game series, so this should be a good one. The lines remain the same. Everyone's still healthy, which is a good sign. Vancouver Canucks have Elias Pettersson and McKinnon on the same line. What the fuck? Oh my god. No. And Jake Virtanen. Oh, Jesus. JT Miller, Thomas Carlson, Rocco Grimaldi. Oh no, not the revenge of Rocco Grimaldi. It's not what I need right now. I can't believe. Imagine. Oh my god, no. Defense, they got Quinn Hughes and Colton Parayko, Schmitz. I thought that was Seth Jones for a second. Steven Johns. Levy and Carson Suchi. Oh boy. Then I assume who do they have in nets? That's a good question. Let's find out. Michael DiPietro. Okay, so goaltending's a bit weak, but that top line, oof, scary. All right, well, I'm going to simulate the first 4 games. We'll see how this goes for us. I'm nervous about it. 4-2 win, 6-3 win, 5-4 overtime win. Oh, we swept them. We swept them. Get out of here, McKinnon, Patterson. You ain't shit. And we're facing the real-life Stanley Cup champions now, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Obviously, their team's going to look way different, but they beat the Columbus Blue Jackets. Of course they did. 4-2 to get to the finals, so let's see what the Lightning look like. We're still healthy. No one's injured. Just thought I'd let you guys know. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Oh, Nail Yakupov. I forgot he was still in this. Braden Point and Kucherov is their top line, and they got Fortier, Stamkos, and Takin. No, I can't pronounce that. Torelli, Gaudette, Hartman, another guy that said no to us and decided to go to another team. Perot, Lowry, and Matthews. And then their defense is Hedman and Sergachev, nasty. Zaitsev and Brook. Our defense is better. And then I assume they also probably have Vasilevsky. Yes. Okay, so they got a really good top line. We usually simulate 4, but I don't want to, sweep them by accident. So we're going to simulate 3 this time and see where it brings us. All right. Oh, okay. We're up by 1. Let's see how this game goes for us. Up by 2, or up by 3 now. This is possibly the Stanley Cup game right here, boys. This challenge might be over. We might win it right here. Let's see. Got the Tampa Bay Lightning on the ropes. All we need to do is finish it right now. We got the power play. Not going to score on the power play, though. Let's go. All right, Kucherov scoring first. That's not good. I don't want to see that. Someone's got to answer the bell here on our team. I'm looking at you, Austin Matthews. One of their big guys scored. Oh, Nikita Zaitsev now. That you can't let Nikita Zaitsev score. Like, come on, get out of here. It's Nikita Zaitsev. All right, we're down by 2. We're gonna have to push back hard here if we want to win the cup. Sonny Milano making it a 1-goal game going into the 3rd period. That's what I'm talking about, Sonny. Let's go. Who wants to tie this up for us? Austin Matthews. There you go. I told you he'd come into the clutch. Austin Matthews came into play. We're tied 2-2. Less than 10 minutes left. Oh, never mind. Fortier scoring, making it a 3-2 game. USA looking to get back into it. I'm going to jump into this. And he wins it. Here we go. Will Butcher, Brett Pesce, Matthews, Pesce, to Brinkant. Runs Butcher, Coyle. Pesce. Ooh, big time save. What a ripper. You got to get on him. You got to double. Where's the double forecheck, boys? What are you doing? What are you doing? And Hartman's going to ice it. Yep. All right, well, that didn't go as planned, so they have another opportunity here. 2 more opportunities, They still have the opportunities to win. It's not like our backs are against the wall. Their backs are against the wall, so I'm not too worried. Though this is our shot. We need to win now. Big time power play to start the game, and they score on it. Austin Matthews on Vasilevsky, but he gets Adam Gaudette, you son of a bitch, scoring right after. We'll not let Adam Gaudette be the reason why we lose. The guy that refused to sign with us went to Tampa Bay instead. After one, a very even game, 1-1, 10 shots to 11 shots. After 40, 20-18 in shots now in favor of the USA Americans. 1-1 still, though. Looking for that big-time clutch goal. Could be a next goal wins type scenario. And Keandre Miller scoring on Vasilevsky. Let's go, boys. Ooh, 2-2. Got that, you son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. All right, here we go. Overtime. Game 6. Do or die. The Stanley Cup is in the building. Austin Matthews out here against the top line. Tampa Bay shouldn't even be here because Nail Yakupov's here, but whatever. It's my mistake. Matthews! Oh, I thought we were going to end it right away. That would have been sick. Another big face-off win here would be nice. Yes. Hannafin finding Kachuk to Matthews. Trying to get a quick shot off, but it gets blocked. To Brinkett! Oh, come on, boys. Let's go. I feel it in my bones. This is it. We're going to win the game here. Kachuk loses to Yakupov. Yakupov to Point. Don't let Point dangle through you, please. Okay, Hannafin with the puck. Got some space. Loses it, though. Still has some... Or pass! Oh, my God! What a goal! Let's go, Austin Matthews! Let's go! Cup champs, baby. The USA Americans. What a pass. And yes, it is possible, ladies and gentlemen, to win the Stanley Cup with all American players. Herotheycallme just proved it. What a freaking pass. What a goal. Blake Wheeler out here getting his first cup ever. Cue the national anthem of America in the background right now. Oh my God. What a goal. That was That was beautiful. I knew it was coming too, with how they were playing. They were all over them. Why are their gloves not the same color as their jerseys? That's going to bother me now that I've seen that. Tampa Bay. I don't think it's like that in real life. There you go, everyone. The USA Americans are your Stanley Cup champions. Only took, what was this, 4th year? I want to say? Not the 5th, right? Yeah, it's 4th, because the first year we got to the playoffs. Or the first year we didn't make the playoffs, second year we made the playoffs. And the year after that we made the playoffs, got swept by Nashville. Yeah, so it's 4th year. Why does Casey Mills have such a good face scan? Like for like a player of his stature, you know, there's guys in the league that have been in the league for like 10 years that still don't have face scans. Austin Matthews wins the Conn Smythe, 3 goals. Did it say 3 goals or 13 goals? I didn't get to see that. For some reason it looked like it said 3 goals and 4 assists. That couldn't have been right. Doesn't matter. The Stanley Cup is what we're here for. And it'll be awarded to Captain America in a second. Austin Matthews, stash and all, his stat. I don't know if it's his stash that's terrible in this game or if it's just his face scan. It just doesn't look like, maybe because his stash in real life isn't that good. That's probably the reasoning behind it. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. It is possible to win the Stanley Cup with all-American born players. Casey Middlestat, you know, he's had a hard journey playing on Buffalo all his career. He gets the cup next. So I feel like I'm going to alternate between series. Last week we did Nail Akrow resim, then we did like can I win, you know, a cup with the Americans. So I think next year we're going to go back to a career resim. I already have someone in mind. I'm not going to ruin it for you here. But if you have any ideas for challenges such like this, let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear them. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, it is possible. Alex DeBrincat. Obviously, don't leave me a thing like, is it possible to win with all Canadians? Because, yeah, it'd be really easy. Let's be honest. There's so many Canadian hockey players. I figured the Americans was like, you know, probably the next easiest to do, but still a challenge. And it was a bit of a challenge. You know, I had to get rid of all those draft picks. Get Charlie Coyle. Nice beard. Kyle Kaiser, Thatcher Demko, and the rest of the Americans. Noah Hannafin up there with the amazing pass. Well, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tell me what you thought of it. And I will catch you next week for a career resim of